Hi everyone, we've just finished filming with Mais Mohammed. Go check her out on Instagram, you'll see her out there. This was all about her journey and obviously brainstorm a little bit how you become a decent content creator for your social media channels, how you go about starting, the real basics, the challenges that she faced, the mistakes that she made as well, and some of the mistakes I made too. So have a listen to this, because if you are wondering about how social media can work for you, how you can turn followers and likes into engagement and then into dollars and cents or pounds, shillings and pence, whichever currency you think in, then this will be one worth listening to. Cue the music, let's get on with it. What do you think of this furniture store?
It's really nice. I actually really love it.
Sorry, no, it's not a furniture store, it's a studio. What do you think of our new studio?
Listen, I think all studios should start being in furniture stores. First of all, they really can redecorate it instantly. They have many options.
Yeah.
And the way they've arranged everything, the colors are beautiful. Plus, I'm all about nature and the contemporary colors and the natural colors. So I'm loving this setup. Well done, Spence.
But hold on a minute. If they then sell this furniture, then the next video we make, there'll no consistency because and we've got so many different parts to our studio.
But that's the thing. I mean, a lot of people talk about video consistency. You mentioned that, but reality is, and that was a problem that I had. It has to be consistent. It has to be the same location. I don't know why people overthink that. No, it doesn't. I think when you have a variety of locations and it becomes dynamic, it's more fun. Mm-hmm. Every day is a new place. Surprise!
People overthink everything though, don't they?
They do.
Okay, every person that I talk to about content can't see it for what it really is. It's almost like they go back into the past and they think they've got to be at Pinewood Studios making a movie or something.
True.
And they've got to be highly trained in technical camera equipment and stuff. Yet, some of the best content that I've ever made has been me walking along the beach. With the old pop socket on, with the 5 a.m. Okay, maybe not 5, but literally having a rant about something. And so I think that time and time again do we see this. I mean, maybe you've got experiences as well. Stop overthinking it. Keep it really simple when you're into the world of creating content.
True.
But I suppose, let's just go back a second here and just think about why people think they should make content. Because there's still a lot of people out there that don't think they should make content.
I agree, a lot, not just a little number, a high percentage of people that are not creating content, or if they are creating content, it's either flat pictures and very rare, not consistent in the timings in the sense of daily, and not everybody's comfortable with camera. But the importance of creating content on camera is huge in terms of business and marketing. Like, for example, my Instagram, it's not about a personal account, and it didn't exactly boom from day one. But when I started creating content, I was one of those. It has to be film, the filmmaker people. Yeah. Got myself the green screen, the professional camera, just not the cameraman, So I was a one-man show. It was exhausting.
Not any man.
This is endless with Spencer Lodge.
But moving on. So to go back to tell us about your journey, because you've got what, 60, 70,000 people on Instagram that follow you?
Yeah, above 60,000.
And do you have other channels that you've got an audience as well?
Yes, I have my YouTube channel, which I have about 5,000 to 6,000 people on. It's not, it's going good. I like the number. And I have Twitter and I have Facebook and obviously LinkedIn.
Which one do you prefer?
In terms of what, posting videos?
In terms of creating content and then the benefit you get from the content creation, the value you're bringing to people.
I would say engagement-wise, because they interact with me. Number 1 would be Instagram. Number 2 would be YouTube.
Really?
Surprisingly, yes. However, YouTube, I would say for the Arabic content. The English, it's like, hello, is anybody alive here? I don't get a comment. I get views, but I don't even get a comment. However, Instagram, both languages, English and Arabic, I get a lot of comments and a lot of engagement, and that's the reason I make these videos to begin with. It's about, I wake up or ask the people that are on the social media, what is it that you want me to talk about? What are your problems? Are you facing something? And I go through my personal messages, and based on that, I create the content this is now. But before, I had a whole list that I've done myself, and that's how I started. I decided that I need to send this message out.
Let's compare journeys for a second here. How long ago did you start producing content? How many years ago?
I would say coaching content, it would be 4 years ago, I think.
4 years ago?
Yeah, about almost.
And when you started, did you start putting that content across all the platforms at once, or did you have one platform that you...
No, all of them, same time.
All of them at once?
Yeah.
Okay, and what compelled you to start producing content? What was the trigger, the switch for you?
That's when I started with the coaching business initially, because I was media, still in media, I love media. And when I started the coaching business, I said, okay, people need to understand what a life coach is. That's number one. People are not going to understand if I do an animated video with robotic. They're going to need to know who they're speaking to, you know, as a human, whether they can relate to me or not. I mean, if I talk about one of the best gurus, not coaches, my personal favorite, Jay Shetty, you know, why do people relate to him so much? He's so involved with the camera, but you don't feel like there's a camera. You feel like he's speaking directly to you. And yeah, or at you, you know, like it's like
you're with him, yeah.
You're with him. He's right there. And I mean, I wish I was as good as he was on camera, but he has this look on his eyes, you know, that it really pulls you in. So whether you like it or not, you'd want to take his service. You'd want to see his videos. And that's the aim that I had in terms of my business of, I mean, it is still a business of transforming lives to the better. They needed to, first of all, believe me. And in order to be believable, I had to be on camera to actually preach out. So my Instagram went from this personal life of just selfies and this is my food, this is my coffee, to, you know what, this is my magazine. And I need to show people the products that I have, the services that I give. So I made it strictly, purely life coaching. Many bumps along the way, I would tell you, in terms of, like I said, when I first started, green screen and the coloring is horrible. They're still on. I haven't removed them off YouTube and Instagram.
No, I leave my earlier ones there as well.
They're horrible, but...
So you started the journey by saying, right, what I need to do is share my knowledge and my experience with other people. You put videos, whatever they were, across those platforms. And what was the reaction that people gave you at the beginning?
On YouTube, there wasn't really much of a reaction. It was quite dead, honestly. But it didn't stop me. And on Instagram, I had my main issue at the beginning was language barrier or language pleasing people. It was I'd do content in English, and then the Arabs would say, "Why don't you speak Arabic?" And I'm like, okay. So I do another video in Arabic, and then they say, "But we don't understand what you're saying." So I was like, fine, we'll do it English and Arabic. And then I guess everybody stayed quiet. It's more work for me.
Yeah.
But I started realizing that at the end of the day, I'm making these videos for the people, not for me. At the end of the day, for me in terms of marketing myself. But if I can't meet their needs, then what am I marketing? You know? So that's when I went 2 videos. That's why if you see on my social media, Arabic, it's exhausting. I won't lie to you. But Instagram is the most engaging one, surprisingly, even though it was very tough at the beginning when it was just 1-minute videos. And even though it was tough, 1-minute videos, but I think that's what made people very engaged, because I was forced to make all my videos straight to the point, short and sweet, as opposed to blabbing and talking and
waffling.
Yeah. So they're like, wow, you know, I got it. And it's
when
so
you were
easy
making
and
your
quick.
videos at the beginning and you knew you had 1 minute, how did you know you'd gone over the minute or you were close to the minute?
I had no idea. I would speak all my videos till this day. I mean, today I don't use any green screen. I don't use this. I dropped all of this. I use my phone. And quality is much nicer, to be honest with you. And not only I use my phone, I use it front camera, the selfie camera. But I just look at the lens, not the screen.
Yeah.
I have it on a mini tripod and just a normal ring light. You know, none of the torches. And it would be anywhere. Could be in the car, could be sometimes at home. You might see my closet sometimes, you know, in the background. Because I realized people didn't care about these little, you know, videos. I mean, still, they're great to have, but...
What, the flowers?
Yeah, like, you know, you have pop-ups coming up.
They didn't care about all the nice stuff.
No, they care about the message. But no,
the wonderful Ethan Allen cushions.
Yeah, I mean, furniture does make a difference. I must say, colors. Of course, if it was bright and colorful, I mean, this video is going to turn out to be wonderful because, you know, the furniture is great.
It's Maria Folio, isn't it?
You want to see a magic trick?
Go on then. Oh, wow. Amazing.
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 Yeah.
So hold on a minute. Let's think about this for a second, because you've learned that the authenticity is the important thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me the first memorable big clanger you dropped. The first big mistake you made when you started filming. I know you said you put a green screen, but what kind of mistakes did you make? Big ones. Be honest.
Oh, there are many. That's why I'm like, okay, where do I start? Okay, so I started off. This was a regular issue that I had. It really bothered me with the what can I say? The brand, the camera, Nikon,
yeah,
professional camera, you know, a DSLR, and obviously because there was no one behind the camera, so I wouldn't know what was going on.
So you'd go and turn it on.
Yeah, I go turn it on and I'd look at it. So I'll put a teddy bear, you know.
Did you?
I get a prop or anything, a teddy bear or anything I can. I don't have Barbies anymore.
Okay.
And I put it there and I'm like, okay, it's on focus. It's on focus, great. And I'd go back. I mean, obviously, I'm not like the teddy bear, so I go out of focus. But because I worked so hard on the video and it was such good content, and I don't script my stuff. So it's like, how am I going to say this again? Just like I said it.
Yeah.
And so I keep the video blurry, out of focus, and I post it. Obviously, audio was a big issue. And I think if anybody wants to focus on content, focus on audio. Because at the end of the day, you're delivering through your voice. So the only thing you need to get right is audio.
You notice the big difference it makes when people make a video where they're using their phone and their phone's a little bit too far away. Yeah. And you can hear the distance. For the sake of 150 dirhams to buy a plug-in microphone that can clip on here.
Exactly, you plug into your phone.
Absolutely, makes all the difference.
Yeah.
But also, I noticed a lot of people with their content, they don't understand how acoustics work. I know that in a car, acoustics are really good.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. Also, outdoors, the acoustics are good if you're somewhere quiet. But if you're in a room, and here in Dubai, in England, you'd have carpets on the floor, curtains on all the windows.
Yeah.
And that means there's a certain amount of sound deadening that goes on naturally.
Yeah.
Whereas here, it's kind of hard walls, hard floors, hard ceilings.
Echoes.
Yeah, and you hear the echo a lot when people don't understand that.
True.
But there are simple things that can be done to help change that kind of stuff.
True.
How long did it take you to work that kind of stuff out?
I guess it took me a while in terms of, I didn't really work it out. It's just until I got fed up of I was exhausted, because video editing would take me, shooting and editing, because I was doing it myself, it would take days, or if not 7-8 hours. And then I lost passion to making videos. And that's when I also realized for myself, I said, wait, why are you so caught up on it? Just pick up the phone, The thing is, when you look at all these idols, that's the problem with social media. You look at other people, and you look at other people's success and their other successful videos, and you compare yourself to them. So when I saw Jay Shetty's videos, even though his videos are full-on camera crew, it's not a one person and you're running back and forth, and actors and the full setup, very well done. At the end of the day, people reacted to his message more than the video. Mm-hmm. And that's what I failed to realize when I started, is that I was so focused on the video, even though I was focused on the message, that I had lost passion to make it. When I turned it back and I said, wait, what matters is the content, not the audio, surprisingly, I got more views, more followers, higher engagement, which has made a huge difference on my platforms.
Do you think it's important to have a big audience, or do you think it's important to have a valuable audience?
Valuable, for sure.
Okay, a lot of people don't get that, do they? A lot of people are focused on numbers.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a smaller group of people that were really into what I do, rather than just a whole bunch of people out there that exist.
I mean, if I do a meet and greet today, do you think 60,000 plus would show up? Of course not. I don't know how many of these people are actually really following me. And I noticed a lot of people, it's like, oh, I don't have a lot of followers, I only have 10,000. And they do this, like, they're shy, and I'm like, have you put 10,000 people in a room? You know, have you given a speech to 10,000 people? Do you know that number is huge?
Massive.
Like, it's huge. It's
it
you
is.
know, and then they never look at it that way. They look at it as a number on a screen. Like, they're human beings. It took time out of their lives, which are very valuable, to take 1 second or two to look at your own personal content, if not double click like or write a comment. You know, so valuable people are important, and that's what I care about the most. So the ones that not just view, that's why I said engagement. The ones that take that time to engage and comment, those are the ones that I value the most.
Facebook has said that Instagram stories and Facebook stories are where all the attention is going.
True.
And that next year they're going to stop producing the Facebook feed.
That's not good news.
Not good news.
No.
Well, I look at it like this. If
You
I
mean Facebook feed, but they're keeping the Instagram stories?
keeping Facebook stories, and Facebook stories is where you're going to put your Facebook stuff instead of the feed.
Oh, no, that's not good.
Okay, that is good.
Really?
Yeah, and let me tell you why. If you were to send out emails to people 4 times a day with your products and services attached and information around it and articles,
Yeah.
people would get cheesed off pretty quickly.
Probably, yeah.
If you were to send them a WhatsApp 4 times a day, the same thing, a text message, the same thing, you'd create a problem because people get frustrated with how often you're approaching them.
True.
However, if you were to produce 4 pieces of content or 50 pieces of content or 500 pieces of content a day on Instagram stories, people are very happy just to watch it.
I agree, but that's just
They won't unsubscribe you.
a lot of work.
No, I'm not suggesting you. It is a lot. I'm not suggesting
Like,
you do
I have
500.
to be on my phone all
Yeah,
day.
but if you made 4 videos a day
Yeah, that
that
is
were
true.
15 seconds long, i.e. one 1-minute video broken out into 4 segments, no one cares. No one's offended by that. Everyone's will happily accept that.
True.
If I have 20 Instagram stories a day, people will accept it. If I send 20 emails out to somebody a day,
They
they'd want to
wouldn't
stab
like
me.
it, yeah.
So what we notice is that on Instagram, people are happy to consume the content in stories.
Yeah.
On Facebook as well. If you look at the feed, if I do a Facebook Live on a Sunday night, that when I'm live is of interest to people. In the next 24 hours, it becomes less and less interesting until the next day when it will never be seen again. It will be gone. Because it will go down the feed, and unless you go looking
True.
for it, it's going to go down and down and down the
True.
feed. LinkedIn's the same. Unless people are sharing that content or putting a lot of comments on that content, then it goes down the feed, down the feed, down the feed.
And
The stuff
bye-bye.
we produce, it's gone. No, you and I know we've produced the content, and
Yeah.
some of it we're really proud of. But the fact is, it's gone. Then you've got your YouTube channel, and on YouTube, people go. It's like a sitcom, a series that you go looking for on YouTube. You go to YouTube to look for stuff.
Yeah.
You don't just sit there aimlessly on YouTube. You start off by looking there. So, Friends, Seinfeld, a sitcom that we would go and watch the episodes again. Okay, that kind of stuff goes on YouTube. So if you look at the different types of content and you start seeing what matters, Instagram stories stay there for 24 hours. Nobody is looking at, I'm never looking at your content on Facebook today, watching it today, consuming it today, and then wanting to consume it tomorrow, the next day, or the next week. Because there's so much more that's coming. As soon as your one comes down the feed, that's the next one. Okay, and even if that was, that really resonated with me, what she said, it's still, what's the next one? What's the next one? And they used to say the news years ago in England, okay, today's news is tomorrow's fish and chip paper. Because years ago, the fish and chips used to come in newspaper.
Yeah.
So today's news is tomorrow's fish and chip paper. Today's news, sorry, hold on. 10:35 as it is right now in the morning. The news that's there, okay, is gone the moment the next piece of news comes through.
This is today.
And in today's day and age.
Yeah.
So the whole Donald Trump thing when he was going to be voted in the elections and whatnot, all the things he said about building the wall between Mexico and stuff.
Yeah.
Build the wall, okay? Ban Muslims, all this kind of crazy stuff he was saying. People didn't stay with that for long because there was so much other stuff coming that he was, sensational. And so then the next thing, we're going to build a wall. That's the first thing. Next thing, right, we're going to ban Muslims. And it was like, what? That's terrible, like that. But then next thing came on. Okay, we're going to cut taxes for Americans. Oh, that's enough. I've got my attention around that. And the next thing, guns. We'll keep the guns, and so on and so forth.
You know what? He's actually a social media expert if you come to think about it.
Oh, he's a marketing genius. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's the same thing. Look, these could be the best glasses in the world, but if they're marketed badly,
no one
buys them. They could be a very average pair of glasses, but if they're marketed really well, then people will buy them. And so understanding social media marketing and realizing that we know that on this device, everyone's staring at it. You know that, I know that. I stare at you on this device. Okay, I do.
You too.
Exactly. So we consume each other. I mean, how often do we see each other? Once every few months? Okay.
Yeah, I even have an episode about that. I go like, social media brings you closer, but yet it pulls us apart at the same time. Because it's like you say, we don't see each other much, but we see each other every day.
I met somebody, a friend of mine from Iran, that lives in Luxembourg. Okay, she used to work for me 10 years ago. Okay, we talk to each other on Instagram, consume each other's content on Instagram, and we saw each other at the Capitol Club the other day for a coffee. And she's like, I feel like I know you, but I don't know you anymore. She said, It's such a weird relationship that we've got. She goes, because I knew you, I worked with you, and then I followed your life on Instagram, and it's like, this is the first time I've seen you in 8 years. And it's interesting when you understand the impact that it has on our lives. And it keeps growing, that impact, doesn't it? It's more and more and more. I mean, you and I see each other once every few months, okay? But I still sit and watch your Instagram stories.
True.
Okay? The Arabic ones I don't understand.
I know, sorry. I have to cater for both. It's like, which day do I go? Should I? It is a hassle though sometimes.
Do you look at the people that are consuming your Instagram stories, those numbers? Do you look at those more so than you look at your total Instagram audience?
I do actually, because it's higher engagement and a lot more views. A lot more views. I mean, obviously it's not 60-something thousand views, but if you post a video, you'll get like, I don't know, a couple of thousand views on it, if not 30, 40 comments on it. As opposed to when you see the engagement on a story itself, thousands of people watch it. And if you swipe up to see the insights, the amount of engagements, if I had something like swipe up and go to the website, swipe up, go to the online store, especially if I want to give away stuff. Oh, it's perfect. If I'm genuinely marketing something, you know, I don't do feed. Marketing, I do stories.
Okay. So engagement has gone from average 1.54% on Instagram in May down to less than 1% towards the end of May. And it's going down at the moment. So as we see that engagement going down, there are some reasons for it. Number one, okay, advertisers and marketers are putting content into Instagram that doesn't look like advertising content. So it looks like far more authentic content.
Yeah.
And so the consumer
doesn't
know.
It's an unconscious thing.
Well, it's not. They don't know. Now they don't know, and now they don't know who they can trust because they don't know what's authentic and what isn't.
Unfortunately. Also,
another thing that's happened is the app that we can get on our phone now, which measures how much social media we consume.
I don't have that app.
Okay, a lot of people are using the app now, and so people are realizing they're spending a huge amount of time on social media, so they've got the app now that's telling them, turn it off, turn it off.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, because you've consumed 4 hours of Instagram today.
Surprisingly, I don't.
Okay, well, lots of people do, and that's another reason why the engagement's going down, because people are saying, and then there's micro-influencers now, okay, and so the people that were the big influencers with the hundreds of thousands or the millions we knew, now there's the micro-influencers now that are being pulled into market products as well, and so when you see those people involved in the process, now we trust those people in our community, however, people are now just far more wary of social media at the moment. Okay, they're far more wary of what's genuine content and what isn't.
It's true.
Now, to me, that's not a bad thing. Okay, it's not like I have an issue with any of that.
Yeah.
Because with lots of things go down. Okay, over a while when people think they're getting too much of something. But I think what happens is the people that are genuinely, like you say, I have my phone in my car, I'm talking about my thing. That for me is the real stuff. All right.
But you can see whether they're real or not. You know, I mean,
but with me,
great flower, up for sale, discount, wonderful. Like if you posted something like that, I mean, it's so obvious you're not being you.
Do you know when I know I'm being the most authentic?
When you're on your bicycle at 5 a.m.
No, no.
Sometimes I hope you don't fall. Balance.
It's when I get haters.
Really?
When I get nasty comments.
And that's when you feel like you have authentic.
That's when I think the audience thinks I'm at my most authentic.
Oh wow!
Because I'm quite polarizing in my views.
Okay.
All right? I'm not here to be vanilla. All right, I don't care whether you like me or you don't like me. I genuinely don't. For my audience out there, if you, I believe out of 100 people, 30 will hate my guts. 40 are looking at a shiny bit of paper in the air, so they're not even concentrating. And there's 30 people that are like, that's bang on the money, Spencer. Yeah. And it's those 30 people I'm talking to. So when I go extreme and opinionated in my views, I create those people that have objections and hate what I do. But for me, that demonstrates that they're consuming that content, they have an opinion about it, which I really respect.
They watch the whole thing.
That's right. But that opinion that they have means they have an opinion on what I'm saying, because they've consumed that content and they've got, I disagree with that, that's wrong. So I did, there was the Beirut Big Broker event, there was a 1 minute micro that came out from that speech that I did, that was on LinkedIn recently, and it was shared like crazy. And there were huge amounts of great comments, but there was also people in there going, that's a load of rubbish, or worse, okay? But to me, it's like, well, you're consuming that. You disagree with me, so I've got empathy for you. Look, my opinion, my opinion is my opinion. What I think is what I think. There's other people that think differently.
Yeah.
And that's allowed, but I know I'm getting that level of concentration.
That is true. That is true, especially that your content is video. I mean, if they hated a picture, that's a whole different story, but because it didn't take much time. But to watch the whole video, it means that they had an opinion about it, digested the information, and then spoke out loud. And you never know. A lot of people express their failures as hate towards others. So it could be people that just simply, have been trying what you're doing for many years and same way, and they haven't made it. And then you come up there and are so spot on, and this is how you do and you make it happen. And the guy's like, I've been trying for 30 years, dude, it's a load of rubbish. So it could be that as well. It could be.
Do you get haters?
Oh, of course I do. Not so many, to be honest with you, but I think it's because of my content. It'd be very odd to get haters. There is one obviously very sensitive topic that you're gonna have to get haters in, is when anytime I speak about relationships, a man and a woman.
Is there any other? I suppose, yeah.
No, I said the difference between a man and a woman in terms of the way of thinking.
Okay.
But yeah, that topic was very sensitive, still is, in terms of, because I'm not biased, I don't take sides. So whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, if you've done a mistake, you own up to it, and
in a relationship.
In a relationship, yeah. And I was speaking about how a woman's brain functions from a scientific point of view, their feminine side, and how a man's brain functions as a masculine side. And just to clarify how the two work, they're opposites, and it was the good in the man and the good in the woman. Yeah. But the flaws in both. And why there is that miscommunication. It's always about miscommunication. So obviously some people were just not, the ones that are in a relationship not doing too well. This is loads of rubbish. You don't know what it is to be married. You have no idea. And I'm going through hell, going through a divorce. You don't know what you're talking about. And some majority agree, but I do get, when it comes to relationships, I get a lot of people that don't always agree with my views.
But when they don't agree, they have an opinion. They share that opinion as strongly or gently. Do they go for you?
No, it's just an opinion.
See, for me, I think it's important when you create content. I think it's important whether people agree with you or not, you stick by your guns, you stick by what you believe in. And the more passion you have for what you do, the more you take those 30 out of 100 and make them your raving fans. And for me, it's those raving fans are the people that will support you no matter what. Yeah. There's one lady called on Instagram, Jamira Queen. She's in real estate, yeah? And she's like, you're the only social media influencer that I've ever messaged that responds.
Oh, that's very important, by the way.
And she's like, and I love you for that. And you know what? I just said to her, look, I really appreciate you saying that, okay? I'll always respond because, that's what I do. She's like, well, other people don't, blah, blah, blah. Every time I post anything, she engages. Yeah. And so she literally, that's what I call a raving fan. She's now there. And if I said to her, look, I've got this video, will you go and share it? She would do it.
For sure.
Okay. I've got a product I want to sell. I need to sell 10 of X or 10 of Y. Okay, could you help me sell it? She'd say, yeah.
It's because, Spencer, you actually use the tool of Instagram or social media of any platform in the right reasons, in the right way. Because there's what I notice most people are doing, they're focusing so much on the numbers and on the likes and on the engagement, even if they're fake or not, you know? And they could care less whether they get messages or not. They don't even open those. Like, I'm not gonna talk to people. Who are these? However, when you engage with them in direct messages and they go like, oh, you replied, you know? Like you said, those raving fans. And it could be simply not even a raving fan. It could be someone that really actually needs your help in terms of education. And says like, listen, like they're trying to reach out, and then you respond to them. And they start, like, you change somebody's life by simply responding to them. Their entire lives change because they'll start following your educational system. They'll probably go on your website. They'll read your book, you know, and they go like, I want to be or model your footsteps of success, because they feel like they spoke to a human, as opposed to I have one of those people that I know on Instagram. She has an assistant to like go through her direct messages. So every time the assistant opens a message, because she has to engage with her audience, millions of followers. So she opens a direct message, and whatever the message is, she always reply, hi, this is so-and-so's assistant. She will get back to you shortly. And I'm like, whoa, you just like, don't even open the message. You know, someone's telling you, I love you, you're my idol. She'll get back to you shortly is not exactly the best response. Even it's simply responding with a heart or an emoji of any sort.
It's better than doing that.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
Let's go through some tips then that we can give people. So they want to get on the journey of producing content. Okay, where do they start? Okay, we've decided that we're going to start with a phone. Okay, we need natural light.
Natural light, or you can use a ring light.
Or a ring light. How much does a ring light cost?
You can get so many. I mean, listen, they can start off with, but it depends if you're getting the ring light on the phone, the mini ones, or you're getting an actual big ring light.
What's the price range?
I mean, you can start off, if you're getting the phone tiny ones from anywhere, you can get it 30 dirhams, but you can go and get the big ring light where you can attach your phone to it.
How much?
And that could go about starting price 200 dirhams.
Okay, so we're 200 dirhams for that. We've got a tripod, 150 dirhams.
Well, if you get the ring light for 200 dirhams, it's a built-in tripod.
Right, okay, so we've got a tripod and we've got a ring light built in, and plug-in microphone, 100 dirhams, 150 dirhams.
Yeah, 120 if you get it
so
on Amazon.
500 dirhams, we've got what we need.
Oh yeah, you're set.
So we're set to go. So we've got the equipment.
Yeah.
All right, now, do we get a pop socket? Yay! Just in case we're on the move, get a pop socket. Okay, one of those, get a pop socket.
They stress me out. I'm like, what is this thing at the back of the phone?
Do you know, at first it used to go in my pocket and used to catch all the time and drove me mad.
Yeah.
But now I can't live without it because I carry my phone around like that a lot of the time. Anyway.
It doesn't bother your fingers.
No, I love it. And I'm forever doing this.
Yeah, those things, that's what stresses me out, especially those toys that for stress.
Anyway, let's stay focused on the what we're going to do. Right, so now we've got our gear, okay, we've got a dining table, we've got natural light coming through it, or we've got our light lighting our face, we're ready to make our first video.
Yeah.
Where do we start? What's our first video going to be about?
Well, initially, it depends on what they do for a living, or what they're passionate about, you know, or what they want to speak about.
All right, fine, let's say they're passionate about hypnotherapy.
Ooh.
I don't know why. I don't know where that came from.
Well, I am a master hypnotist. No, really.
Are you really?
I am.
So oh, no wonder I felt I was doing something I didn't want to do.
I'm trancing you out.
You made that happen. So let's say they're interested in hypnotherapy. That's their subject. That's what they want to build a business around. Okay. What's their first video?
Well,
I know what I would say.
I know what I would say.
Go on then.
First video is, what is hypnotherapy? You explain it to people, because not everybody knows what hypnotherapy is. Some people think it's a Vegas show or a trick where you get people to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
It's a whole different game.
That's funny.
So I would pitch it as in, I always start off with a question. I love starting videos off with a question. Why? Because it grabs their attention. We're in a fast-moving time, and if you don't grab somebody's attention in the first 10 seconds of the video, they're gone. Actually, less even.
Okay.
Now I think the first 5 seconds of the video, you didn't grab them, they're out. And that's what I watch your stories all the time.
I'm going to stop you. That's my second video.
That's your second video.
What you're talking about is my second video. My first video is not what's hypnotherapy. My first video is telling people I'm going to make videos.
Yeah, that's
okay. That's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start off by saying, look, I've never done this before, but I'm about to embark on a journey of creating content and creating videos. And guess what? This is my first one. So don't shoot me. I want to tell you about what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, okay, and then I'm going to start talking to you about the subject. So my first 3 minutes would be literally that.
Telling people what you're going to do,
and
your
asking
journey.
them to support me on my journey, and asking them to be critical.
Yeah, that is. I've never thought of that, actually.
Tell me what I'm doing wrong, help me along the way, guide me, influence me, okay, and that would be where I'd start. Then I'd say, right, next question, second video. Let's talk about hypnotherapy, and then this is my area of specialty.
Yeah.
And then, after that video, what would you do after that?
The video after that?
So we've told people we're on a journey of creating content. We're now telling people what we do.
Yeah. I know you do. Well, telling people what you do, but telling them what it is.
What it is, yeah. What you do.
Okay.
What it is.
Third video, I would do it with someone. Like get a session. You guys want to see what it looks like live?
Brilliant.
There you go. And different types of then you have so many.
So you're filming someone being hypnotized, and they're telling all their deepest secrets. All of this.
Actually, no. I would. That's the beauty about Instagram. You always keep it mysterious, or any videos in this case. Short, mysterious, and straight to the point.
Do you think you're mysterious?
Well, the thing is, I haven't done a hypnosis video, but.
Do you think you're mysterious?
And if it comes to hypnosis, no. As a person, I don't know. Am I mysterious? No, actually, I'm an open book. But even testimonials, when I post them, my testimonials, each one is like 15 minutes. So when I posted snippets, and it's like a teaser. Even when you post your videos, the teasers that you post those 3 seconds, like you don't know, it's a tease. You don't know you just want to watch the video. So that would be my third video. It would be a tease of what hypnotherapy is, not the whole session, obviously. Okay. So snippets of
a window. But hold on a minute. Remember, we're dealing with a phone, a ring light, a tripod, and a microphone.
Yeah.
All right. We have to consider the early part of this journey of people not having any real editing skills.
Yeah.
So, we can pull a 1 minute micro out of something, or at least the guys that work with me can, and you could do with your editing suite too.
Apps on the phone.
People at the beginning.
Apps on the phone.
I know, but people at the beginning, that sometimes is a bit overwhelming.
Probably, yeah.
So taking a snippet would mean filming the session and literally with your WhatsApp editor thing, taking 1 minute, okay, as the actual video, and that would be essentially the snippet at the beginning.
Yeah.
The snippets aren't going to be great, are they, at the beginning? When you start your journey?
No, I mean, if you look at my first videos, they're embarrassing. But I still love them. So
do you ever watch those with other people to remind yourself?
With other people, no. On my own, yes.
Do you?
I've seen a couple of people that have watched it while I was around, and I'm like, oh my god! Like I wouldn't even look at the screen. I'm like, just
Did you look different?
Oh yeah, it looks very different.
Did you?
That's a funny thing, actually. I used I got clips because I always end my video, which I recommend to people, by the way. Like you have "Make It Happen," your own slogan. And I always say, be amazing or live the moment. Be amazing is recent, do amazing things because it's more of me, it's related to me, but I always ended it with live the moment.
So let's go into this, let's get it done then. So we've got our first 2 videos out of the way. Our third video, okay, we're going to show people some stuff. Our fourth video, okay, for me, okay, is I would get questions. And even if I don't have an audience, I would write the questions down that I think that people would want the answers to.
Yes.
Yeah? And so I'd write those questions down and say, right, these are the typical questions people ask. Let me give you some answers. Yeah? So I would do that and make sure that there's some valuable content there. Yeah. And then I would be asking, like you say, you'll be amazing. I would be asking people constantly, okay, to ask me questions.
Ask you questions.
Okay, yeah. Please, what do you want to know? Because I want to try and give you that value.
Yeah.
What would you ask of your audience? Because I'm very strict on this.
I do always ask the audience, if not on video, in the comments, please share your opinion with me, whether you agree or disagree.
Yeah.
I would love to hear your feedback.
Okay.
So I always ask for their feedback, unless it's something that, yes or no, agree to disagree. So we'll see who agrees, who doesn't, and why do you disagree?
Okay, I agree with that. That is all I will ever ask for. I produce content and ask for nothing. So yes, I want your feedback, yeah. But I don't create that content trying to sell something.
True.
I create the content trying to teach people that this, whatever the subject is, in yours it's different to mine, but in what I do, teach them that it's valuable to them. I will let them decide on how valuable it is.
Yeah.
Okay, and whether they want to engage with me at a time in the future. But I don't expect that. All I like from people to do is to tell me what you think of what I'm doing. You know, if you disagree with me, tell me. If you agree with me, tell me. And again, genuinely, tell me what you think.
That's the most powerful tool. Testimonials, whether in comments, what they think about you, or whether in video testimonials, is the biggest seller. I can pitch everything, like, phobia gone, 3 minutes. You know, I have it up on my website, phobia gone in 3 minutes. One session, or whatever it is. Okay, maybe a bit more than 3 minutes, but like one session. And it doesn't matter what I say, but the minute I posted that testimonial, and it's not me talking, it's people talking about me.
Yep.
Whole different story.
Look, you can say you're great all day long. Who gives a shit?
No one cares.
Okay, if I say you're great,
yeah,
okay, genuinely, if I say you're great, okay, other people go, oh, Spencer says you're great,
yeah,
so you must be great.
Yeah.
That's third-party recommendation.
Which are comments.
Which are comments?
Comments are third-party recommendation. When they come and they go like, Spencer, your video is incredible. I used your technique and now it's amazing in my business. That's it. That alone, it's like, hello, read the testimonials. It's the comments. So I love comments. Like, and I always tell them, please share your comments.
Okay, so then in your behavior, do you, when you consume content, do you leave comments?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, do you make a conscious effort to do it?
I do, and the thing is, unfortunately, like you said, I mean, Instagram, the algorithm you don't always, that's why Insta stories are very important. You don't always see the feed. Like, I barely see your feed, but I see your stories all the time. It's only because the algorithm of Instagram has changed. You don't get to see people's feed coming up on your main page. So when you post something new, like a video, and you put it on your story, new post, new video, I click on it, that would take me there to your feed. Then I would watch the whole thing, like and comment on it, you know? I don't open, even though I'm active on social media, I don't open it so much. I make it a thing where maybe, definitely not when I wake up. Like today, I haven't checked my social media at all, you know, and it's been, I don't know, I think it's 11 or whatever it is, I haven't checked it, but I make it the point that at least the first 2 hours I wake up, no social media, no emails, nothing. It's me, myself, and I, but that's what I preach, you know, my exercise, my breathing, my meditation. And then when I sit down, have my coffee, open my laptop, I'm like, all right, let's open this. Why? Because I want my full attention to people. Just like they give me their full attention, I want to give them my full attention. When I wake up like this, it's not I read half a comment.
So what are you trying to say? So when I make a video and I'm going to the gym in the morning?
No, I'm talking about reading.
Consuming, isn't it? Sorry,
consuming Instagram. And it happened actually with you. It happened with you. And I stopped it right then and there. I used to check my Instagram every morning when I'd wake up. And then it was, I don't know if people know this or remember this, but I remind you, I woke up one morning like this and I get Facebook says, it's Spencer's birthday.
Yeah.
So
you did, didn't you? I remember that.
So I'm like, it's Spencer's birthday. Oh, it's Spencer's birthday. Make sure you put a story, a shout out to Spencer. It's his birthday today. Let's make it special. And it was in my remember. I get in the car because audio is good. We spoke about that. Spencer, happy birthday. And it was like 4 stories or 5 stories. The guy that makes it happen, full of energy and full of life, and it wasn't your birthday. It wasn't
my birthday.
It wasn't his birthday.
I was like, what, Spencer?
And then it was another Spencer, but this is the price you pay when you.
Yeah, and then on my birthday you forgot, didn't you? On my actual birthday.
No, I put a story, but this story was a bit different. I'm like, this time, actually happy birthday. Remember?
I'm joking. Yeah.
It's on our direct messages. You can check it.
I did. I know you did it.
But so I do give limited time for social media, and I think it's just healthy enough.
Okay, but most people do the following. They wake up in the morning, their alarm is on their phone, they get their phone, they walk to the bathroom, they sit on the toilet, and they start consuming straight away. And so, I mean, I get up in the morning and go straight to the gym, so I don't have a chance until I get back, and I'm a little bit like you. I have my smoothie when I get home or my blooming protein shake, and that's when I sit down and start going through stuff. In terms of the people are like, oh, you're posting as soon as you're doing it. I don't. I just film stuff and then go back.
And then you go back and you post it. I mean, even if you post it at the same time, it's a whole different thing of consuming it as a user and consuming it as, well, okay, they're both users, but as you're actually doing something and posting it. You're not sitting down and scrolling. I mean, obviously you can't do that when you're on a bike, but genuinely, because of you, because of your constant stories every single day, waking up same time, and I love the fact that you put the time, and I'm like, you know what, And I preach about sunrise and going up in the morning and paddling in sports, but sometimes you get lazy. And every time I look at your story and I'm like, I really should make it happen, you know? And I started because of you. I started and I recently got myself a paddleboard. And now, so that I don't have to wait for people to open their store, I never make excuses. So I'm like, what is it? I need a paddleboard, I'll get my own and I'll go to a public beach, 5 a.m. and get on that board for 2 hours, you know? And that was thanks to your stories, which is not even related to business.
Uh-huh.
But that's the power of social media.
Well, hold on a minute, that comes back to context actually, because it is related to business. Because you know as well as I do that if you get up early in the morning and you exercise and you get the blood pumping, then actually you do have a better day, no matter who you are.
That's for sure.
You do have a better day. And if you have a better day, you perform better at work. So I think it's contextual to business.
It is, but I'm saying as in it wasn't, like that story wasn't talking about your business. Like it wasn't business related. However, the impact that it had on me obviously is going to make my business better. And that's why I agree with you 100% in terms of stories. I think it's a lot more engaging. And I think now after this, I'm going to start posting a lot more stories than I used to.
Really? Yeah. Did you pick up anything talking to me about this kind of stuff? Is there anything that resonated with you?
Well, we spoke about a lot of things. I mean, yeah.
I know, but as I've talked and as you talked, you just said you're going to make more stories.
Yeah, because I feel like I don't post a lot of stories. Because sometimes I go like, what am I going to talk about? I'm not in the mood, you know? Like, I have nothing to say. But then I realized, why not be just spontaneous?
Well, this is a great example. For the people that are starting to produce content, we're sitting chatting about this particular subject. Okay, we're going to take this video. You're going to share micros from this video with your audience. I'm going to share micros with this video to my audience. I'm going to tell people to go follow you. You're probably going to tell people to go follow me. Okay, yeah. Okay, we're both going to tell people to go follow each other because we believe that what each other has got is of some value to an audience out there. And literally, this is you and I sitting, chatting, brainstorming, social media, what worked for you, what didn't work for you, what mistakes you've made, the things you do in the beginning. And this kind of stuff, you sometimes forget at the stage that you're at and I'm at, how dumbed down and basic you have to get with some people so that they can get on the journey. Something I learned.
That's gold, what you just said. Dumbed down, basic. And that's what you have to do because people don't know what you know. And in order for them to teach them, it's like teaching a child to take their first steps. They don't know what you know, or they're learning a new language. You need to go down to basics.
Okay, good. Thank you for that. Do you know who Russell Brunson is from ClickFunnels?
Yes.
Okay, so Russell Brunson.
You shared his video.
Okay. So Tony Robbins has UPW. That's his big thing, his event he does every year, or many times a year. Russell Brunson's been trying to create something that can be his signature event every year. Okay. And so he's just putting it together right now, if you listen to his podcast. And to me, it's genius. The event he's going to do is not going to be for adults only. Okay. So you can be the age of 12 and upwards, and you can come to his ClickFunnels events. Because he's going to teach the kids how to do and design ClickFunnels.
Genius.
He's got 16-year-old kids already that have ClickFunnels accounts that are making $1 million a year. And he said, and he's got 7 kids, and he's like, I want my kids to be there and learn about this kind of stuff, so I'm allowing people to bring their kids 12 years old and upwards, and we're going to teach them, okay, how to create funnels. Now, for me, what's gold about that is the fact that there's lots of people, adults, that at the high level, they go to some of these events and seminars. Yeah. It's just, yes, great, I want to do that, but the practical application of it can be a little bit overwhelming. Overwhelming to the point where you decide not to do something about it.
True.
But if you're essentially in an environment where 12-year-olds are learning, maybe it'll be dumbed down to the level, okay, that an adult can really go, I press this button, I actually drag this, right, I do. Okay, now, and someone's holding your hand doing it. And I just think that's going to be so much more powerful for people that want to run funnels, and understand selling online is an important thing to do.
It's
however,
the thing to
they don't quite get and they haven't got the money to pay somebody to do it. So what they do is they refer to back to what they've always done.
Yeah.
Well, I used to make cold calls, I used to knock on doors or whatever it may be. So that to me as a concept is brilliant because it's making it simple. Mahmoud Al-Barai, okay, he does Beirut Business Bites. And he said, I started that show with Beirut recently, expecting to have, Mahmoud Al-Barai is the senior advisor to RIRA.
Yeah.
And he said, I was expecting on that show to have questions coming in, high-level questions about high-level subjects related to the real estate industry. Most of the questions were, shall I rent or shall I buy? Okay?
The basics.
He said, the basics. And he said, I just didn't think how many people needed to know the basics. I just thought people wanted to know so much more. And so getting it right from that perspective and teaching people, like I said, what's the first 3 steps? You literally need to say, this is your first video, this is your second video, this is your third video. Go, ask people questions, engage in comments. Make sure you always comment yourself. And that kind of stuff to me is the stuff that's going to help people make a difference and grow some confidence around the subject of content creation. Now, let's say you're terrified of creating content. Let's say you always need your makeup to be perfect and so you won't make a video. Your hair has to be perfect so you won't make a video. Just lastly, I want to just touch on this subject, podcasts. Do you do a podcast?
I should.
Why don't you?
I should. I mean, I honestly don't know why I haven't done podcasts just yet. I mean, all my content, I could just simply take it and switch it to a podcast, but I haven't done it yet. I think it's my fault, procrastinating, but it's my next step. It's never too late though.
I can't believe you haven't got a podcast.
Yeah, I know, I can't believe it, and a lot of people can't believe it. I can't believe it as well. Well, now I'm stuck. I have to make a podcast now. Thanks.
So when will your first podcast be? Today is the...
Actually, 3 years ago, before I even, or 4 years, same simultaneously when I started creating videos, initially I started with podcasts. But, well, the idea of podcasts. And I had an iPhone at then, and then I saw the, it was there as an app. And I'm like, okay, what do you do with this thing? And I didn't understand, again, it was basics for me. I didn't understand like audio, record, edit, how do you do this? Mic, no mic. Overwhelming, I'm like, not my thing. And I dropped it. And then I started understanding the value of podcasts and I started listening to podcasts. And I guess I got so carried away that, with my videos, that I didn't put effort into making it. And that's it. I think today is one of the new decisions of my life where I'm creating my podcast. Finally, after 4 years. And that's what a lot of people resonate with, is that same that I did with my podcast. I'm comfortable with camera, not everybody is. So even if they get a phone and a ring light and hair, makeup artist, whatever it is, put them in front of camera, they're like, I don't know, what am I supposed to say? So the only advice I can give people that they don't like seeing themselves on the lens, or they don't like hearing their voice after the video. They think, that's embarrassing. A lot, and even the people that are good on camera. The only advice I can give is that don't talk to the camera or at the camera. Look through the lens and speak to the people. So you need to imagine there is someone behind the lens. And that's the trick I always use. And I always look through the lens. I don't look at it, or else I go cross-eyed. It's a tiny little thing. But I look through it, I speak to the person behind it, and I just be me. That's what they need to do. Don't overthink it. If you want to script it, go ahead. But just be you, because at the end of the day, people become who they are, famous, whether it's Oprah, Tony Robbins, Spencer Lodge, all of these people, why are they who they are? It's because they are themselves. You have your own DNA, your blueprint. So when you are you and you're not trying to become Spencer or me, and you could just get out there, you'll notice that people resonate and will love you just for who you are and hate you as well for who you are. It could be either or. So I think step number 1 is stop making excuses before the camera and phone. No excuses. Get up, 6-7 takes, pick one, You don't have an editor and you're really keen about it, freelancer.com, pick up an editor. They're cheap and they get your stuff done. I think it was $15 or $10, I think. They'll get your videos done. Everything is online right now, Or you can self-taught. If you're not passionate about it, or if you are passionate about it, go teach yourself. It takes a day to learn how to edit a video, and then you become a pro, and it's fun. So I think that's the first step people need to take. Is no excuses, self-confidence.
The team here would be really pissed off you just said that.
Who?
Takes a day to learn. I'm a master of my craft. I'm a master editor. How dare you say
I'm talking about basic videos.
What do you mean, a day?
Sorry.
It took me a decade. How dare you?
Well, obviously, if she's going to use softwares like Final Cut and Premiere Pro and After Effects.
Too late.
Yeah, that takes time.
You need a shovel.
But like Movie Maker, you're okay.
There's the shovel. There's a shovel in somewhere.
Yeah, I can like, dig my grave right now. Sorry. But yeah, I think number one key is confidence. People care so much about what other people think, but they also need to understand is that what other people think of you is a mere reflection of their own thinking, not yours.
That's a bit deep.
But it's true, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a mere reflection of their own thinking. It's how the way that they wrote the comment or what they wrote is pretty much they took your information, decoded the information based on what their learnings, their beliefs, and the way they think of what's right and wrong. And that meaning-making process gave them the result and the behavior to write what they write, whether it's positive or negative.
Yeah.
So reality is whatever they wrote is a reflection of their own thinking.
Yeah.
And people need to know that because they're scared. What are people going to think? I'm like, it doesn't matter. They're going to think of what they're going to think.
Yeah.
Which is their thinking. It's not you. And basic phone, front camera, don't even bother, you know? So you make sure that things are in focus. Or back camera if they get confused. Natural light. You don't even need a ring light, you know? You don't want to get a neck mic? Don't. Just
What's a neck mic?
neck mic.
A lapel mic.
Lapel mic.
Lapel, yeah, it's on your lapel. They're called lapel mics. You call them neck mics?
Yeah, neck mic.
Because they're lapel mics. Mais, thank you
Is
so
it a neck mic?
What is it?
It's a lapel mic. It's not a neck mic. Really?
In your face!
Oh wow! I always thought it was a neck mic. But
There is a neck mic you
there's
can
a
get.
neck
It goes around your neck. They on Big Brother and stuff. They have them there.
Oh wow! And I've been. But if you search neck mic on Amazon, you'll still get this one.
Whatever. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Well, at least I admit it. Fine, okay.
Mais, thanks for coming and joining me
Thank you, Spence.
brainstorming with me and sharing your thoughts, ideas, and experience. It's been great to see you today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been great being here, and especially this lovely atmosphere.
In this wonderful surroundings.
It is, you know, the environment's fantastic.